So guys, we are coming once again to the case study December 2024 for GMD subject in CIM UK level 7. And by now you all know what is the company we have to discuss in the case study, that is the Ford Motor Company. So I'll be giving you all an idea about the introduction which is given and what are the areas we need to look at when we focus our audit, the 6-page audit, by taking whatever the facts and figures, the details from the case study introduction area. Let's read each one of the paragraphs here, so then we can get a better idea about what details we need to extract from the case study to our audit and move on from there. So you have an idea about the company by now. It's a Ford Motor Company which is developed during the Industrial Revolution time period. So those basic backgrounds you might be having right now, but we need to look at each one of the areas that are given in the case study with the expectation of developing our strategic audit or the 6-page audit, what they are expecting for us to answer case study questions. So let's read one by one and get connected to the details that are there, so that it will be easy for us to build our answers for whatever the questions that are generated from the case study question paper. So what I'll be doing, I'll be reading the paragraph and I'll be briefing whatever the key areas that you all need to focus in your learning, and what are the things that you need to gather from each one of the paragraphs that are there here. So the Ford Motor Company, the introduction. The Ford Motor Company is an American multinational automotive manufacturer founded in 1903 by Henry Ford, and the headquarters in Dearborn, Michigan, United States. Emerging at the close of American Industrial Revolution, the Ford Motor Company revolutionized the automotive industry by mass production vehicles that were affordable to everyone, and by introducing moving assembly line, Ford transformed the global manufacturing landscape. We know, I mean, like when it comes to the Industrial Revolution, Ford was one of the significant organizations, the companies which was there by that time, implementing the mass production and the mass distribution. They were practicing the economics of scale in to reduce the cost per unit of manufacturing, and also they are moving production line and the specialization and the division of labor enhance the effectiveness of the entire production line. So that was one of the areas that I discussed here. So you can look at how the production flow was working and how that production flow was giving the opportunity for Ford Motor Company to come up with the low cost manufacturing product to offer to the mass market. The company sells automobiles and the commercial vehicles under the Ford brand and the luxury cars under the Lincoln brand, and has remained one of the top automotive brands in the United States and around the world. Even in the face of sharp or prolonged economic crisis, shifting consumer demands, and technological advances, Ford Motor Company has demonstrated the robust ability to adapt. So some of the strong points they talk about the agility and the adaptability of the organization for whatever the macro and the microeconomic environmental changes. So they talk about the two leading brands, Ford and the Lincoln, which is in their portfolio. Lincoln, which is catering into the luxury market, whereas the Ford is catering into the mass market segment in the automobile industry. So those are some of the factors you can gather in your audit tools. So whatever the audit tools you can bring to analyze these factors. You can talk about the brand strengths, like the brand which is developed from the Industrial Revolution. Then they are catering into the two different market, the luxury and the mass production vehicles. So, and also the agility and the adaptability as some of their strengths in the industry. So that those points you can bring into your SWOT model and the internal environmental analysis, some of the models what you have studied so far. So the second paragraph, it says the Ford is a well-known brand in the automobile industry, recognized in the global market due to its success in the marketing and the advertising. Third largest manufacturer in the US based on the market share, holding 13% of the total US sales in 2023. behind its main competitors, General Motors and Toyota. Its brand value is US dollar 9.32 billion, and the eighth most valuable brand within the automotive sector the worldwide in 2024. So, guys, these areas are talking about some of the key points, some of the key strengths that are connected with the brand Ford. So, you can talk about, okay, the two major competitors available in the US market, and those two competitors are the General Motors and the Toyota. And when it comes to the global ranking, they are considered as eighth most valuable brands in the automotive industry, which is a significant achievement. And also, they have identified the brand equity, the brand value, as 9.32 billion US dollars in 2023. So, those are some of the positive factors. Those are some of the strengths you can bring into your SWOT analysis and the analysis within the organization, what you conduct. Okay, resource based analysis, maybe competency analysis, maybe. So, with using whatever the factors, those points you can bring into your audit tool as some of the key findings that you have gathered related to the branding. Remember, in each one of the paragraphs, you will have something to gather for your audit findings. So you need to make sure what are the areas that are discussed in these paragraphs and what are the key points that you can extract from the paragraphs and bring into your audit tools. So the last paragraph, it says the Ford's global presence in the US, Canada, Mexico, UK, Germany, China, India, Brazil, Australia, Argentina, South Africa, and Thailand enables it to understand and adapt to the unique preferences and the demands of various regional markets, tailoring its products and services accordingly. So, guys, what do they talk about? They talk about their agility and the adaptability for different markets. They don't talk about the standardized products for the whole world. They talk about the customization, which is suitable for each regions that they are operating for. Now, they are not limited to USA. Now, you can see whatever the regions, whatever the countries that they are operating right now with their brands. So, even Asia, even the brand is presently operating in Asian market. So Thailand is one of the countries in Asian region. In that case, you can talk about and India, China. So those countries are already penetrated with the Ford brand. So you can look at the capabilities of the Ford Motor Company by looking at their regional presence and the global presence. And one of the key points that you can capture from here, their agility and the adaptability to suit the various market demands, various needs in different markets. So that adaptability is there. They are into tailoring its products and services based on the requirements in those market. That is one of the significant points you can gather in your audit. The widespread network of branches and the manufacturing facilities helps Ford to localize production and distribution, reduce both cost and the delivery time, and enhance the customer satisfaction. The Ford is also diverse in its operation and distribution, with a huge network of about 9,955 dealers across the world. So in that point, you can see how strong the Ford is when it comes to the distribution and the logistic operation and to reach their target market and the target audience, which means the global penetration with the brand is pretty strong. They said, okay, they talk about reducing the cost and the delivery time by managing the widespread distribution network and the manufacturing operation to enhance the customer satisfaction, which means they talk about the customer satisfaction also. So these are some of the plus point, and also they talk about a number here. Now, huge network of about 9,955 dealers across the world, which means the global penetration, and also they talk about the huge network over there. These are some of the strengths what the Ford Motor Company is holding right now. So you can bring them into your audit tools as resources and the capabilities and even the strengths. Under strengths, you can talk about those values that they are discussing here. So, guys, what y'all have to do now? Y'all know internal environmental analysis tools. Y'all know macroeconomic environmental, pestil environmental analysis tools. Y'all know how to do the competitor analysis. You know the microeconomic environmental analysis tools. So you know how to do a SWOT. You know how to do RBV. You know how to do a VRIO model, co-competency analysis, resource-based view analysis. So those things y'all have done by now. So what y'all have to do here, y'all have to identify whatever the factors that you gather from these paragraphs, and y'all have to plot them into the respective diagrams and develop your audit accordingly. So you need to have a comprehensive reading in your study before you put, bring data, extract data from the case study to your audit tool, because you need to make sure you're extracting the right data and you're plotting it to the right position, right location of the audit tools. So you need to make sure that you are reading, you do a comprehensive reading to the audit.